Now on 4 News Now, kiss the summer weather goodbye. I'm tracking the first measurable snow of the season. What you need to know to plan around this upcoming weather alert day.
And a Post Falls police officer dies on duty. How he's being remembered across Idaho.
And we'll show you some of the rigorous training firefighters go through to make sure they're prepared to rescue you and your family in case of an emergency. You're watching a special edition of 4 News Now.
You heard it right. A sudden change in the weather is about to take our summer-like temperatures into winter-like, and that's not all. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Snow is on its way. Meteorologist Matt Gray is in for Chris tonight. And Matt, people are running out of time to get ready here.
They are running out of time. So basically, we've got tomorrow. That's it. So as we go into Tuesday morning, our snow levels will already be trying to push their way down into some of those higher elevation neighborhoods here around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. But it's going to be dry to start the day, so we don't have to worry about anything tomorrow for the start. But by the time we get to Wednesday, look at how cool it becomes. Our rain snow line drops all the way down to somewhere around 1,000, 1,200 feet above sea level. And that means everybody is in the snow zone as we're waking up on Wednesday morning. And Wednesday morning is prime time for our first snow of the season. And it's likely going to stick as well, and that means some winter driving conditions, slushy, icy, and generally just not a great drive for the morning for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene especially. And so we have a 4 News Now weather alert day because, hey, look, the first time that we get snow and everybody's out driving in it, it is always a mess, and you need to know about it. And hopefully you can use this time to plan around these winter driving conditions we are about to see. Everyone in the area is shaded in the purple or the pink. That's where we're going to see the most impact from accumulating snow. That includes places like St. Mary's, the Silver Valley, all the way north to the Canada border, and then across all the way from the Idaho Panhandle to the Met-Howe Valley. Some folks in the Columbia Basin will get some reprieve from some of this wintry weather, but a lot of us are going to be waking up to snow on Wednesday. I'll talk about more specifics and who could end up seeing the most snowy conditions coming up.
All right, you've been warned. With those cold temperatures on the way, you'll want to winterize your home, and you want to seal any and all spaces under doors and windows where a draft might come in.
You'll also want to blow out your sprinkler system. If you don't, water will be left in the pipes all winter long. And if that water freezes, it could crack or even burst, which could cost a good chunk of change to fix.
All right, 2 quadruple murder suspects are making headlines tonight. Brian Kohberger will be back in court this week, as this time asking a judge to throw out his indictment. He's accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last November. He faces the death penalty if convicted. On Thursday, his attorneys will ask a judge to throw out the grand jury indictment used to charge him, pointing to what the defense says were errors in the grand jury instructions.
In Shoshone County, quadruple murder suspect Major John Kaler wants evidence against him thrown out. Kaler is accused of killing 2 teenage boys, their mom and their grandpa. Court documents now show Kaler admitted to killing them, but also says that the officers did not read him his Miranda rights before questioning him. In his argument, Kaler says he was held at a church for hours near the crime scene and that, quote, he was surrounded by religious decor in a church, a place that traditionally insists that an individual confess his sins. He also described a chaotic crime scene and the fact he hadn't eaten, saying he made incriminating statements that should not be seen as voluntary. You can read more details on why Kaler wants those statements thrown out. It is a top story right now on KXLY.com.
The Post Falls community is mourning the death of police officer Nicholas McDaniel tonight, the 36-year-old who'd been with the Post Falls police force for less than a year. McDaniel was found slumped over the steering wheel of his patrol car on Sunday afternoon, where he suffered a massive heart attack.
His colleagues, the whole community remembering and honoring McDaniel today. Jordan Smith has been in Post Falls all day, where people have been coming by to pay their respects.
A somber day here at the Post Falls Police Department. We saw on multiple occasions that there were people embracing here in the parking lots, giving each other a hug. There was pizza that was delivered to the staff inside, and then you do see behind me Officer McDaniel's patrol car with that flag draped over the windshield and that sash across the hood of his car.
On Sunday afternoon, Officer McDaniel responded to his final call for service. Officers were then dispatched to McDaniel's last known location when he didn't respond to a status check. he was less than 5 minutes away from the police station. That's where they found him, slumped over the wheel of his patrol car. Officers attempted CPR and immediately rushed him to the hospital, where he later died. Today, law enforcement, with a touching tribute, organizing a police processional to honor Officer McDaniel less than 1 block away from the police station. Although he was only with the Post Falls Police Department for less than a year, police tell me he made such a positive impact on morale and was a guy people loved to be around. We asked one lieutenant how people in the station were holding up today. He told me, "We're crushed." Other community members sharing their condolences as well. In a statement this afternoon, Post Falls Mayor Ron Jacobson said, "We are proud of the time that Officer McDaniel gave serving our citizens and fellow colleagues at the city of Post Falls. There are no words that can make this loss easier to bear for Officer McDaniel's family and colleagues. As a city, we mourn Officer McDaniel's death deeply, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and colleagues." Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
And in honor of Officer McDaniel, Idaho Governor Brad Little has ordered flags across the state to be flown at half-staff, saying all of Idaho mourns when we lose an officer in the line of duty. Officer McDaniel was dedicated to his community and public safety, and we are deeply saddened by his passing.
Well, you're looking at 4 News Now's Marissa Rio putting out a fire inside of a burning building along with the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department. Coeur d'Alene
firefighters took journalists through the basics of fire training to help us better inform the public. Marissa Rio takes us inside Fire Ops 101.
Coeur d'Alene firefighters are showing us local journalists what it's like when they fight fires. Right now, I'm climbing a 100-foot ladder, which they would use to get on top of high-rise buildings or to fight fires on roofs.
An understanding that this isn't Hollywood.
The title firefighter doesn't do the job justice. These crews really do it all.
The local journalists, we can help each other out. You come out to our scenes, you understand what's going on. Some information we can't give out right away due to an investigation on a fire, but we can work with each other afterwards and just give you an idea of what we actually do. It's not like the movies.
For training purposes, firefighters started a fire inside of a building. I put on all my gear: pants, jacket, face mask, helmet, and oxygen tank. I was suddenly 65 pounds heavier. We crawled through smoky rooms where we couldn't see anything. Our job: find the source, search for victims, and put the fire out, all while being blinded by smoke and trying to breathe properly through our oxygen masks.
We simulate it as best we can. You couldn't see in front of you, so it's disorienting. But just understanding, gear's heavy. So we have the turnouts on. Our bottles are supposed to last 45 minutes. They don't, not when you're working hard.
And hard work it was. 5 minutes inside the fire zone felt like 20. Our next call was a car crash. I broke a car window to help a fake victim stuck inside of a wrecked car. We used tools called the Jaws of Life to take the car apart. This is how firefighters safely remove victims. The Jaws of Life are about 50 pounds, and we needed to move quickly. And just when we thought the day was over, we were called to save someone in cardiac arrest. While drenched in sweat and dirt, I performed CPR on a dummy before calling it a day.
A lot of times people don't realize how much there is to being a firefighter, and more today than ever, we're an all hazards response.
While this work may not be like what we see in the movies, these men and women are truly real-life superheroes. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
And still ahead, firefighters near Newman Lake want voters to approve a new levee lid lift. The cuts the department will have to make if it fails. Next on 4 News Now.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Carpet Barn.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
You didn't ask to get in a car wreck, but here you are, injured, out of work.
And the insurance company wants to fight you on everything. You didn't pick this fight.
But you can pick who finishes it.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Hondas are piggy banks on wheels. Stylish, athletic piggy banks that save you money at every glorious turn. Legendary fuel efficiency, famous for its resale value, and now with great deals including 2 years complimentary maintenance, it's your chance to get into America's best value brand. So start saving money and drive happy as a pig in Sear Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Take that up a little bit higher. You should feel that, like right back here.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
Good. That is so much better than last week.
Thanks. I've been doing them every night while I'm watching TV.
Oh, what are you watching?
It's a mystery.
High quality care that meets you where you are.
Just a few weeks from now, voters in the Newman Lake area east of Spokane will decide on the future of some fire district funding.
Fire District 13 is asking for a levied lid lift, meaning people will pay a property tax on a sliding scale to pay for better fire protection. Allison Martinez visited Newman Lake and has the details.
In a few weeks, Newman Lake residents will vote on a fire levy lid lift. Today, we spoke with the fire chief about why he says this is necessary to protect the community.
We can't really go below $1.30 at this point and be successful.
$1.30 is the amount the Newman Lake Fire Department is asking its people to pay. This is $1.30 per $1,000 of property, meaning if you own a home valued at $300,000, you'd pay $390 a year in taxes. If this passes, it will lift the 1% lid to a sliding scale from 0 to 6%. This will be reassessed every year through 2028, according to budget needs.
At this point, we're asking our voters here in Newman Lake to help us maintain our operations here.
So what happens if the levy doesn't pass?
It would be very, very slim skeleton operations. We would have to lay off full-time staff. Well, there's only 3 to begin with. It would probably just be left with myself and volunteers.
In August, this proposal failed when the department asked for $1.40. This time, the department is lowering their ask and hoping for success.
It is difficult, but we're trying to remain optimistic. I think we've done a lot more public education this go around.
Earlier this month, firefighters went door to door to explain their proposal. The chief said they had a lot of positive feedback, but not everyone can be swayed. I spoke to residents who told me they feel this ask is too big for the size of their community. For more information on this proposal, you can visit our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in Newman Lake, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
In Spokane, voters will be casting their vote for mayor in a race between Lisa Brown and incumbent Nadine Woodward. Both candidates are making crime a major part of their campaigns, especially that area near 2nd and Division. Since January, Redemption Church at the corner of 2nd and Division has been trying to sell its building and move due to the high rate of crime. 7 months later, nothing's changed. The lead pastor says they are still constantly being vandalized, having windows broken and graffiti sprayed on their building. And because of this, he says they haven't been able to sell.
At an incident during the service just yesterday where we had an individual banging on some of our front doors and was visibly intoxicated and probably having mental health distress. Our people know that they are safe inside, but it's a continuing challenge.
Now, because of these incidents, the church now locks its doors during its services. To see how each of the candidates plan on cracking down on crime, you can head to our website, KXLY.com.
We'll begin to see the impacts of wintry weather in the mountains starting tomorrow. And if you can avoid travel over the mountain passes heading into Tuesday evening, that is probably a pretty good idea because we've got some big snow totals coming for many of our mountain areas. And a lot of us are going to see the first valley snow of the year. How much? We'll talk about it coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Kayaking is my thing.
Running is awesome. But her moderate to severe eczema would make her skin so uncomfortable.
I was always so itchy, especially when I was hot.
Now my skin doesn't itch as much. Now we're staying ahead of her eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion, and Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a wonderful thing.
Ask your child's eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal their skin from within.
Have you been looking for the perfect pre-owned vehicle and wondered, where have all the used cars gone?
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're looking for Toyota, Subaru, Ford, or maybe that perfect Honda.
Every pre-owned vehicle is quality inspected and ready for you to take home today.
We work with local lenders to get you the rate you deserve.
Inventory changes daily, so come see us at Coeur d'Alene Honda or visit us on our website at cdahonda.com.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Cristexa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Cristexa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Cristexa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Cristexa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Cristexa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Spokane, the most amazing care anywhere.
Now, let's begin this portion of the forecast by going over the timeline here for tomorrow. Tuesday actually should be pretty quiet for the first half of the day, especially across much of the inland northwest, but the snow will be starting up in the mountains. Wednesday's the day where things are going to be fairly impactful. And that's why that's our weather alert day, because a lot of us are going to be waking up to our first valley snow of the season. And there's more to come beyond that, because we are going to be cold for late October. We're talking about low 20s in the morning. We're talking about struggling to get up to 40 degrees, and not just for a day or two, but several days ahead of us are going to be with those very chilly October and early November temperatures. So let's fast forward here and show you how Tuesday's going to play out. Mountain snows in places like Republic, potentially as early as the late morning. And yeah, every high elevation zone has got to be watching out for some snow tomorrow. As we get into the afternoon, you can see that a lot of shower activities beginning in the Cascades. We start to see some wet weather pull up from the Blue Mountains and across north central Idaho, but things are fairly quiet in Metro Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That continues that way through the early evening, but as we head into the night, here comes the wet weather. And as we get into midnight and beyond, look at all this rain that's spread across our area. As we go past midnight, however, the rain turns into snow. And when that happens and how fast that happens, going to be pretty critical for how things play out here, because eventually a band of snowy weather will set up and slowly track up to the north as we head into Wednesday morning. And so by the morning, everybody north of I-90, you are going to be dealing with some wintry weather conditions in the metro. Here is our updated odds for snow amounts. Measurable snow, 0.1 inches or more, 85% chance. So look, folks, this is happening. 57 now, so that's almost 60% for an inch or more in many places. And so in general, this is once again just a representation of what we're looking at. The northern half of our area, if somebody is on the street and they go, hey, I heard it was going to snow on Wednesday, how much are we going to get? You got to come back and say 1 to 3 inches. That's the big general number that you should tell all your friends. Obviously, your results may vary depending on geography, which town you live in, et cetera, but that's the general number here. 1 to 3 inches from I-90 north to the Canada border. Meanwhile, on the passes, it's going to be even crazier. Look at Stevens Pass, 8 to 15 inches of snow. It is going to be a wild middle part of the week. So everybody buckle up, find your ice scrapers, and drive safe out there.
Matt was talking directly to some people that I know. Thanks for that, Matt. The Washington State Cougars are coming off their 3rd loss in a row after a 14-point loss at Oregon on Saturday.
Despite the team's recent struggles, though, there's a bit of silver lining when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, specifically in the wide receiver corps. Alex Crescenti is here, and Alex, the impact senior Lincoln Victor has had on the offense really can't be understated, can it?
Yeah, that's right. Victor has been one of the breakout stars for the Cougs this season. During the first 3 games, he brought in almost 350 yards and 3 touchdowns as the offense was rolling. But after he went out with a high ankle sprain against Oregon State, we really saw them struggle to move the ball. Now, against Arizona, he played a limited role, but it wasn't until this weekend he got back to 100% and made the most of that opportunity, bringing in 16 catches for 161 yards, and those 16 grabs set a Washington State single-game record, which is crazy to think about when you think of all the talented wide receivers that have come through that program at that position. But if you ask head coach Jake Dickert, he'll tell you Lincoln has been a workhorse to get to this point.
You know, he came here as a walk-on, earned a scholarship really as a special teams rotational player. Last year was completely lost in the shuffle, right? Nobody's talking about this last year, right? You know, then all of a sudden he finds his way, he keeps working, he puts, you know, his energy into everything that he does, and then he's seeing the results of it. And, you know, I think that's what I'm most proud of for Lincoln, you know, his leadership. I think there was a time, you know, last year we really had to challenge him to know that, hey, leadership isn't results-based, and now he's seeing both sides of it.
Now, Lincoln and the offense are going to be tested this upcoming weekend against Arizona State, as the Sun Devils are allowing just 225 passing yards per game. But with him back in the lineup, that changes their dynamic. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
Can we trust Betsy Wilkerson to do the right thing for Spokane? First, Wilkerson voted to defund police drug investigations. You heard that right. Wilkerson voted to defund drug investigations. Then Wilkerson voted against barring homeless encampments within 1,000 feet of schools, parks, and playgrounds. So Wilkerson wants homeless camping next to our schools, parks, and playgrounds. We can't trust Betsy Wilkerson to keep our kids safe.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda. My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation. 4 News Now is brought to you by Old World Christmas.
Around the world tonight, we need to warn you. Some of the images and subject matter in this next story on the war in the Middle East are extremely graphic and may be hard to hear or see.
More than 430 people were killed in airstrikes in Gaza. Israeli Defense Forces say more than 320 terror targets were struck, including tunnels and dozens of operational command centers belonging to Hamas. CNN's Cole Higgins has more.
Victims pulled from buildings bombed to ruins in Gaza. Parts of neighborhoods now reduced to rubble. Intensified Israeli airstrikes killing hundreds in a bloody 24 hours in Gaza. Among the dead, children. Some parents in Gaza have resorted to writing their children's names on their legs to help identify them should either they or the children be killed.
People gave me these 2 babies. They are injured by the bombing.
At least a dozen hospitals and dozens more medical centers are now out of service in Gaza. Doctors warn many infants relying on ventilators will not survive if electricity is cut off.
Unfortunately, at the moment, we have no any medical supply. The essential drugs, which is essential drugs as life-saving for baby in the first 2 hours of life.
Humanitarian supplies have now begun to trickle into the region, none of it much needed fuel. Gaza now more than 7,000 aid trucks short of normal deliveries.
What we need is a significant scaling up of a supply line into Gaza, and it needs to be sustained and it needs to be uninterrupted.
With a ground invasion into Gaza appearing imminent, the Israeli military say their soldiers are now taking part in training exercises to improve their readiness and capabilities for ground operations. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Well, the Washington State Cougars are coming off another tough loss this past weekend. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us what silver linings head coach Jake Dickert could find.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich with fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage. Well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Some days your body is a temple, and some days the temple wants sugar. You might relieve stress naturally on Monday and plan for it on Tuesday. Because being human isn't always so fries or salad. Sometimes it's both. So relax with essential oils or a glass of Cab. Fall asleep with melatonin and wake up to caffeine. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And now get your flu shot with easy scheduling, fast appointments, plus walk-ins available daily.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Welcome back. Eastern Washington University police arrested a man they say threatened to shoot students on campus.
Police say on Thursday, Justin Hale was collecting signatures for a petition when he started arguing with students. Bronte Sorotsky talked with some students in Cheney for their reaction.
I spoke with students that encountered this man on campus last week that say as things intensified, they were worried that they could turn violent.
I was standing next to him with some of my friends, and then he started screaming at people.
Phoenix Cheshire was in front of the Student Center at Eastern last Thursday as Justin Hale was trying to collect signatures for his petition. She says when students asked Hale what his petition was for, he became angry.
I was standing far enough away that I couldn't hear what they were yelling back and forth, and then he grabbed his table and ran away that way.
Hale didn't just yell threats at these students. Police say he also used racial slurs.
Different racial epithets were spewed toward the students, as well as kind of vague threats to the university in general.
Students at Eastern say this behavior doesn't represent their university.
But considering most people at best ignored, like the closest I ever saw to people agreeing was ignoring him.
Eastern's police chief says in today's day and age, threats like this are always taken seriously.
Based on the current environment in our country, unfortunately, we take those threats very seriously, and the folks that it was said to also took an affront to it and had reason to be alarmed.
Now that Hale has been booked, this investigation is in the hands of the county prosecutor. Reporting in Cheney, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Well, the Washington State women's basketball team only a few days away from tipping off their season. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us how the team feels after being picked to finish 5th in the conference, even after winning a Pac-12 title just months ago.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Hondas are piggy banks on wheels. Stylish, athletic piggy banks that save you money at every glorious turn. Legendary fuel efficiency, famous for its resale value, and now with great deals including 2 years complimentary maintenance, it's your chance to get into America's best value brand. So start saving money and drive happy as a pig in. See your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Take that up a little bit higher. You should feel that, like right back here.
Oh, yeah, I felt that.
Good. That is so much better than last week.
Thanks. I've been doing them every night while I'm watching TV.
Oh, what are you watching?
It's a mystery.
High quality care that meets you where you are.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Crystexxa.
Crystexxa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Crystexxa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Crystexxa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Crystexxa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Crystexxa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Crystexxa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Crystexxa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Crystexxa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Crystexxa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
Injured in a car wreck? Insurance company giving you the runaround? Delays, excuses, and lowball offers. Don't get hurt twice. Get twice the help. Call 800-LAW-0842.
One of the the Inland Northwest's most extraordinary four-wheeled beasts. The Honda SUV thrives in a diverse habitat. Comfortable in rugged terrain or roaming city streets, it can travel hundreds of miles on a surprisingly small amount of fuel. Fiercely protective of its young, the Honda SUV is known by its distinctive markings, CRV, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline, and can live happily for decades in any garage or driveway. Catch them now at your Inland Northwest Honda dealer. Honda can handle it.
Ford News Now is brought to you by Mechanics Pride.
Well, after suffering 3 straight losses, the Washington State Cougars sit on what can only be described as must-win territory. With 5 games left in the season, they still need 2 wins to become bowl eligible. And while the result may have been a loss to Oregon this past weekend, there are some small silver linings to point to. The offense looked much improved, especially in the passing attack. Quarterback Cam Ward went for more than 430 yards. The only problem was finishing the drives, as the Ducks held them from the end zone for all but 2 of those drives. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, that's a major problem still. It seemed like every drive, Bo Nix and the Oregon Ducks went right down the field, and nothing was stopping them from scoring.
Defensively was probably the biggest takeaway that, you know, I've talked about it up here enough. Just when things are moving and things are adjusting, we are not communicating enough and getting our eyes right in good situations. And that's where, you know, you get big holes, you give up big plays, and that's never going to be a recipe for success. So we have to sure that up as we go down this home stretch.
And while the Cougar rushing game has been a disappointment so far this season, the news today doesn't help the situation. As Jake Dicker announced, running back Jalen Jenkins has been dismissed from the team for violating team rules. In 2 seasons at Washington State, Jenkins carried the ball 88 times for more than 450 yards and 1 touchdown. He also caught 2 touchdowns during the 2022 season. Now, staying in Pullman, the college basketball season is right around the corner, and the Washington State women's team are set to defend their Pac-12 title, and they will open up play with an exhibition against Montana Western on Sunday afternoon. Now, the team is coming off their best season ever, and naturally, they were rewarded with being ranked 5th in the conference preseason poll. While some would consider that a slight, this team, they returned quite the squad, and they are embracing that underdog mentality. Now, coming up at 11, we're going to dive into a little bit more of that, the Washington State women's team and how they are embracing that role. Matt, send it over to you.
All right, thank you, Alex. And oh boy, talk about a forecast. Here's your 7-day forecast. We want to make sure that we got it before we went off the air. You've got that weather alert day and the snow accumulating on Wednesday morning and some cold temperatures. So, Alex, how you feeling about Friday night football shooting out there with the gloves on?
You know what? We had a good run here. We're in the last couple. This is the last week of the regular season. So, you know, we're coming to the end of the season. I can't be disappointed after, you know, 2 months of great weather.
We've been kind of spoiled for sure. I mean, I was just walking the dogs in like shorts and a t-shirt like 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's been so nice, and it's sad that it's going to end so suddenly.
Yay, snow. See you at 11.